While many know him as one of Monty Python's fantastic comics, Michael Palin's second career started 25 years ago, and many of us remember him for the epic Jules Verne-inspired trip around the world in 80 days when he attempted to circumnavigate the globe without using air travel. And he joins us now. That was actually a massive change in your life, wasn't it? Big change of career.
Yes, I mean, I didn't kind of see it at the time. It was just I was asked if I'd like to do this wonderful job of going around the world in 80 days for the BBC paying. Only later did I realise I was the fifth person they'd asked to do it.
Were you not the first choice?
Oh, no. Alan Wicker was the first choice. Oh,
really?
Everyone else. Noel Edmonds had been asked, and, you know, and Clive James. Oh, yes.
You can't imagine it being anyone else other than you.
Well, that's nice of you to say so. I mean, in the end, I think we worked out a way of travelling, which was almost by accident, because as I've got this new volume of diaries coming out, and I found a private diary which just revealed all my doubts and fears. Once we started going, I thought, I've got 80 more days of this.
Yeah.
There's no script. It relies on me talking to people and just generally having encounters and all that. How's it going to work?
But you said about that time, finishing Python and going out and embarking on this new and very different career, that you were really riddled with insecurities.
Well, I'm riddled with insecurities all my life.
Really?
I am, yes. Whenever I go into something, I thought, why me? I enjoy it when I'm doing it, but I think it's a sort of natural reaction. Why should I be there with people looking at me? Whereas actually I prefer looking at other people doing stuff.
Well, what's wonderful is when you look back at this point in your life, you've kept a diary that you've written in most mornings. Am I right in saying since 1969?
Yes, I'm afraid so. Sad that I
No,
am.
it's
April
wonderful.
69.
I just think it's such a wonderful thing to do that and to actually be able to look back. As you know, people write autobiographies all the time, but trying to remember those things and how much honesty is in those stories.
It really is. I mean, I think everybody should keep a diary. I think the government should sort of insist. It should be a law.
Yeah.
Because it may sound very boring at the time, had egg for breakfast or met somebody for tea or whatever. 20 years later, when you look back, it reminds you, hey, I'd completely forgotten about that day and what I did. So it opens up your life.
Well, if you ever get arrested, you've got an alibi, because you say, no. It says, it's all written down. I've written every day of my life down in the diary.
I should take volumes of my diaries with me at the police station. Sorry, mate, here it is, look.
There are lots of blogs around of people writing every day, but you like to do yours in the old-fashioned way.
Yeah, I do. I write longhand. And I write usually the morning after the night before. I try keeping a diary at night. It's absolutely fatal, because after a really good night, your handwriting goes completely to pot and you fall asleep on the desk. But no, I actually find it a really good sort of training for writing, to actually have to sit down and describe what you did the day before. Not absolutely everything, but the main things you can remember. It keeps your writing skills there, it keeps your description skills.
So you can look back in those diaries to the Python days and know exactly how you were feeling. Exactly.
I can look when I was last on This Morning, I can look there and I'll say, oh, they were awful to me.
You came back, so it can't have been too bad.
No, I always have happy times on this show.
Oh, good. That's good to hear. Well, so that's the book, Travelling to Work, Diaries 1988 to 1998. What that also has enabled you to do is the one-man show, which goes with this, all comes out in September.
Yes, it's my first. I've done one-man shows before at book festivals and things, but this is my first solo tour, because I just felt when the diaries come out, there's so many things I did in those diaries that most people have forgotten about, like a whole series with Tracy Ullman, like a series I did on the Isle of Wight. I mean, just odd things like that. So it's nice to talk to an audience about it, and to do it over sort of 20, I think there are 21 shows between September and October, in different parts of the country. And so we can talk, I can show them clips of the travel, we can, you know, discuss things that are important to different parts of the country. I mean, up in Scotland, we did a lot of filming for Monty Python, the Holy Grail, so up there I'd like to, you know, talk about that.
So you'll adapt the show depending on where you are?
Yes, kind of the fairly loose format, and try and be as sort of audience-friendly as possible.
Well, this is a hell of a year, because you've also got all the Python stuff as well, getting back together, big shows at the O2. How long did the tickets take to sell out for the first show?
Well, I think the figure I was told was 43.6 seconds. I mean, how that happens.
Crazy.
It takes me that time to pick up the phone to 15,000 people. I couldn't do that. So it's an odd statistic, but apparently they're all sold. So we could really now go abroad and say, that's it. Sorry, we all disappear.
Will it be interesting to see who comes, who's there, who are those people that book those tickets? That
Yes.
sort of Python fan base.
Yes, I mean, I find it quite extraordinary that Python still survives, and there are still sort of 2 generations down almost from when we first did it who are interested in the shows. So I hope we get a lot of a younger audience as well.
Oh, I'm sure.
Certainly get a lot of foreign international audience. A lot of the tickets were bought by people in Australia, America, Germany, Scandinavia. They all still love Python.
Will they be getting some of those older sketches that they want to see? Will there be mention of the Inquisition or maybe a parrot or two?
I think you can safely say that the Inquisition will be mentioned, probably several times. Interestingly enough, we've done Dead Parrot on stage a lot.
Yeah.
We've never actually performed Spanish Inquisition on stage. So the soft cushions and the comfy chair and, nobody expects and all that will be done for the first time. And so that's quite exciting. It's nice to do some fresh things.
Yeah. Wonderful.
Well, it's lovely to have you here. It's always a huge pleasure. I hope you'll write nicely in your diary of us today.
I will. I'm going to just flowing praise. Absolutely.
Oh,
yeah.
good.
Thank you for
9 out
that.
of 10.
So
No,
the
10 out of
diary
10.
and your tour, details of which we'll put on our website, and of course that monster dates at the O2 with the Python team. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Lovely to see you.